after that reaction, I guess that he plays the explosive trap too.
Yeah,
Because he was like kind of bluffing with that.
Yeah, it's so funny that friends and teammates, they have to play against each other. Kind of said that they are going to eliminate another one, but no, this is Hearthstone. No remorse at this point. And no mercy. So, Daniel, you said Kanelsnurr has a great advantage.
Yeah. ReTord is already at 11 life. If Kanelsnurr doesn't draw 2 blanks in a row, the game is pretty much in his bag. But we shouldn't count ReTord out, since a well-placed freezing trap from that mad scientist can mean an arcane golem or a wolf rider doesn't do damage. And as we see, Haunted Creeper is one of those blanks. It doesn't deal damage, but that bow will probably finish
the game.
ReTord. Yeah.
Yeah, there's 5 damage incoming, and for now there is no way to stop the bow and the hero power. He doesn't have a way to win the game as well. Yep, that's well played from ReTord. So Kanelsnurr is taking game number 1.
That was a quick game, really quick one.
Hunter versus Hunter is more or less quick.
Well, maybe we'll see something different. Wait, he has names: Face Control, Grim Broken, and Zoo DreamHack. So I guess that might be a handlock, right?
There's King Kong Rogue.
Smash, right? And I didn't see the third one.
Oh man, I love the fun at deck names. Especially if you want to cheat your opponent. It requires a screenshot when you play online, and you call your Freeze Mage Mech Mage, and then you send the screenshot. So
It is actually Zoo this time.
And with a Void Terror, so my guess will be that he's playing Void Colors too. So he's more on the mid-range Zoo, which is my favorite deck in current metagame.
What is your guys standing on the Void Terror? Do you like Void Terror in those decks, or?
It's amazing, but it's kind of clunky if you play two. But as a one-off, I really think it's one of the cards that pushes it over the limit.
Yeah, but would you say against Druid, is the old Zoo more favored than the new one with Demons? I think the early pressure is far more important than the big minions.
That might be true, but if you get like the perfect draw with the Demon Zoo, it's like unstoppable whatever happens, because the Druid can still win against the Zoo if he gets like an Innervate Keeper and just stops the Zoo in his tracks completely.
Well, for now we can see that Kanelsnurr doesn't have a turn free play, and there is this Imp Gang Boss. He's going for Imp Gang Boss even though he got a Hunter Creeper and using the coin. What do you think about that, Lothar? Would you do that?
Well, it's more pressure, and turn 3 from Druid is probably nothing. Well, to be honest, I didn't like that at all.
You would save the coin for maybe Dr. Boom or something bigger?
I think Dr. Boom on 6 would be more important, because the 2 damage, I mean, the more 1 point of damage more, it's not important at this stage of the game. But maybe it pushed his opponent to play the Big Game Hunter like immediately to contest the 2-4, right? Because it's a 4-2, and then it's a clean, almost clean trade. So the Big Game Hunter is not usable against Big Game Hunter or Mal'Ganis. So it might be mind games here, but maybe I'm just exaggerating.
Daniel, do you agree?
I think Big Game Hunter might have been maybe not optimal, since he already had Swipe in his hand, but we'll see how this pans out, especially with Dr. Boom and Mal'Ganis.
So Kanelsnurr means cinnamon swirl.
So it's like a bun, right?
Yeah.
Well,
cinnamon bun.
What does ReTord mean?
We are not gonna go this way. Well, his name is actually Todd.
Tord is his name?
Yeah, that's his name.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's why it starts with the capital T.
That explains a lot.
And now, with this kind of move, it telegraphs, I have a swipe. Oh. What do you do about that?
Well, you know you're playing it a swipe, so you might as well use your minions.
Yeah, well, you might just tap this turn, because playing Imp Gang is really ineffective. If it gets swiped, the little imp gets killed immediately after the swipe, so it has no effect.
Yeah, then the life tap was probably much better there, because here you must attack into this the Watcher and kill it, but as you said, swipe is going to clear you anyway. That's why playing this Imp Gang Boss maybe was too fast.
I think now in this situation he has to trade, right?
Yeah, he has to. And I think it was a pretty telegraphed swipe since he used Keeper with 2 damage on the Haunted Creeper.
Instead of
Instead of
silencing
silence,
it,
yeah.
Right, so I don't think PO is a good move here, because you will lose the minions anyway.
Yeah, you're just losing the PO, even though you dealt a couple more points of damage. But 3 points of damage doesn't matter at this point.
Second innovate. Well, that would be cool if you would have like an Scenarios in hand, but in this situation, well, actually, it's really great because now you can Druid with the Claw into swipe.
Would you go that far? I think swipe
Well,
is...
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I said like, I think swipe is amazing anyway. And then using double innervate to just play Druid of the Claw and don't have a play on 6 might be too much.
But with Druid, you can almost be sure that you will draw something relevant on turn 6. It's only... What can you draw that is not playable on turn 6?
The second ancient floor, yeah.
Dr. Boom's second ancient of law, and that's
Maybe
basically
Savage
it.
Roar.
Yeah,
Wild
maybe that's
Growth.
Savage Roar. But if you draw Force of Nature, then you can always use it to clear the board, which is always nice against Zoo, right? If you get a creature like a Palace Shredder, Harrison Jones, or whatever, just drop it on turn 6 and that's it.
Oh, you mean just Druid of the Claw and not using the innervates?
That's weird. I guess that's weird because you telegraphed the swipe, and there's no reason you could have...
So you wanted the innervates and the swipe this turn.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be my choice here.
I like not using the innervates because with Ancient of Lore on 6 or on 7, you get many more cards and then you get better plays with innervates.
See, we can would guard the Force of Nature on turn 6. But the problem is he doesn't have an answer to Mal'Ganis. So playing the Keeper without any real effect was really risky, and it will blow back in his face.
Yeah, the Keeper and
Big
the
Game Hunter.
Big Game Hunter
Yeah,
on turn 3, yeah.
definitely. Because as we see, Tord has 2 really big threats in his hand, which will be dropped down. Wow, this is so huge.
He has a clear. This is
Now we can even tap play anything else. That Void Terror, no way!
wow.
Wow.
No, you should kill the 6-1.
Yeah, definitely should kill the 6-1 there, but still, how do you deal with this? Especially what you said after using there's double swipe, but
Now, I guess you should kill the 6-1 because the buff was temporary, right? So you would eat the buff too.
I guess you can double swipe the Mal'Ganis here, right?
I guess so.
Oh, he's
well,
drawing.
if you're not doing anything else, maybe he has double Big Game Hunters? I don't know. Well, he was fishing for something for 2 mana, what? Maybe Naturalize.
I don't think he has anything. He just wanted to see more cards. He might be conceding here. Which is weird, because double swipe into Mal'Ganis made a lot of sense.
Yeah, because it would have killed one of the minions. Also.
Yeah, you just you swipe Mal'Ganis, then you get an imp out of it. You kill the imp gang boss, then you swipe it again. And
Yeah.
what's left is an 8 attack Void Terror.
8-7, so it's not that big of a threat. But yeah.
This board, oh my god. This is the biggest board we've seen in this tournament.
Is this Zoo actually?
It's bigger than Headlock. Wow.
I don't see a way out for Kanelsnurr.
So the only question is, do you just go face with everything?
Yeah, you do. That's like GG. You can't do anything, even full combo.
There is the Keeper.
Kinda too late. And you don't have the mana to use everything, so...
Yeah, double swipe Keeper doesn't do it anyway. No
to be
mana
honest,
for
I
that.
didn't like how the game panned out for Kanelsnurr. He made some questionable plays here, and maybe he wasn't like thinking ahead of time what can happen in this matchup. Maybe he's not used to it. I don't know. Because the Keeper is one of the most important cards against Demon Lock. At least in my experience, it's if you don't silence the Void Color, you most likely will lose, because that's a free body. Even at a 2-4 for free for the Demon Lock against Druid is a big deal, because Druid has to deal with the creatures by dealing damage, and that usually means face damage, so the blowback will be really high for the Druid player.
That's true. I'm just thinking that how much those guys are stressed sitting here on the feature table, because they're both for 1, but they were never featured. So they played in the comfort of the, let's say, launched shadow. Daniel, when you were featured in the final of DreamHack Bucharest, were you stressed there? Like, you're not personally getting stressed, but do you think those guys are stressed and making mistakes?
I think it's way more comfortable to play at the 64-man zone, where we have 31 computers, I think, or 32, than on the feature table, because you can put your headphones on, you can put whatever music you want, you can just be there like you're back home playing a Hearthstone. There's no one to stress you, no one. So maybe that was their advantage, but at least one of them is going to get through after this game.
Yeah.
Or at least not through, but still have a chance.
They will just need to win one more game, one more match after this one. All right, so what do you guys think about this matchup? Druid versus Hunter, normally a very good matchup for the Hunter.
Well, he has Wild Growth, he has Innervate, but it's kind of clunky. And 2 quick shots are really great against Druid, because you know you kind of need something to maintain ball position when you play mid-range Hunter. Killing the web spinner, I don't think that's correct. You should definitely kill the Leopardome. You don't want to give a potential draw that can be playable for the Hunter.
This plays around the Houndmaster, which he has in his hand, but
it's most of the time they just play 1, right? So you want to play around 1 card.
I think like the lists play 2 after Life Coach winning via game with 2 Houndmasters in his deck.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of players playing 2 Helmmaster in this tournament.
Of course, I'm forgetting that they both probably know the deck list really well. So yeah, maybe that makes.
You can't be sure, you know. They tested.
I asked them. They said that they are practicing together.
Yeah,
like a lot. So I guess they practice.
Oh, and we see a Mukla out of the web spinner. That's really nice.
King Makla wonders Jaguar Isle searching for love. Yeah, there is a small island in World of Warcraft. And you can summon Makla by killing monkeys, I believe.
So unfortunate that not stance of Sivka with the bananas.
Yeah.
The ooze might prove useful, but not now. And Kanelsnurr here is a really weird spot when he just has to use the bananas, I think.
I just want to see Houndmaster on that King Mukla and then the Black Knight.
Yeah, that would be so juicy.
He can clear the board here. So with the shapeshift attack into Leopardome, he is clearing, and he should be.
Yeah, definitely the correct play here.
But then the Druid's hand is really bad. Like with Wild Growth not doing much, Black Knight, I'm not sure if it's going to get any value. There is this Houndmaster, but at this point, ReTord will have to play it as a 4-3 minion.
Well, this is awkward.
No weapon as well.
Mad Scientist, Hero Power. Anything else makes no sense.
Why not develop a 4-3?
It dies to single Wrath, and didn't see any Wrath yet. And also the value of a buff minion, even a web spinner that is buffed to 3-3 is amazing. Whoa! Oh. That's a really great drop.
He needed it, but still, it doesn't change the fact that his hand is not that great.
It's not bad either, you know, because that Houndmaster is kind of wrecked by Black Knight. That's actually the first Black Knight I see in a long time.
Do you think it's a good card in this meta?
Not exactly, right? It's better against Patron. It's great against Handlock, though. What else is dominating? Hunter, well, not that good against Hunter, I would guess. Against Druid, maybe. But it might be like out of reach sometimes, because you'll just draw it at start of the game, and then you have to play the Black Knight just as a minion, because there's no Druid of the Claw, or just the Druid of the Claw will play it in charge mode, and you don't do anything with that. Killing a Belcher is not that great anyway.
Here they really have to know their deck lists.
And
apparently not.
That was a mistake.
That was a big sequencing error there.
And now it dies to a quick shot. No!
Well, guys, they have to step up their game if they want to keep the tournament. But
yeah, definitely.
For sure stressed, you know. Just sitting there at the feature table.
And now the Houndmaster will get so much value in the upcoming turns that there will be like a single Beast drawn. Well, actually, doesn't really
Yes,
matter because
Unleash, yeah.
yeah, this game is probably lost anyway.
Yeah, Druid already at 12 life.
Yep. Now he has the swipe. Swipe, kill one minion, play Palette Shredder, so probably he'll just swipe the Dive Juggler. It's really like I don't see a way out, you know, because you will get 6 damage next turn.
Hunter has too much health to be able to win with burst to turn around the game. Even if you get something good from the Shredder, ReTord Shredder is going to attack face. With Abios Surgeon, how much damage is it?
That's 6, that 8, that 9.
5-9 damage.
Well, he can play Unleash the Hounds and Huntmaster, that's 3-7. And the Abyss of Surgeons at 9.
Yeah.
But I guess the hero power is better anyway.
With this, he has a strong board anyway.
Yeah.
And gets him to 3 points of health.
No, to be honest, doesn't really make any difference. You just kill him anyway next turn.
Alright.
No way out.
Silence. No silence, just
Not even
Doomsayer.
Doomsayer helps, I think. Yeah. Because he has to win in 2 turns, and there's no way.
How often are you getting a Doomsayer, Daniel?
1 in 57. Do I know my math? I think it's
Right.
around 50, 55, 57.
Minions in general?
Yeah.
I think it's around 67 or 69.
60? Okay.
Yeah. When you think about Bane of Doom, it's so great. Like
Yeah.
the odds of getting a Melganis is around 5%, if I'm not mistaken. No.
Alright, guys, that's the
I think
concede.
it's higher, yeah.
So ReTord is going to take advantage over.
And we might see
Kanelsnurr.
Druid getting 0-3 here. Green Patron is a really good matchup against Druid.
Oh yeah, it's amazing versus Druid.
Is
Okay.
it really?
Yeah, it is. Like I think you're the only person who thinks otherwise.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm just bad at Patron. Who knows? I just feel like when the Druid gets Wild Growth and just keeps dropping on curve, you just can't do anything about that if you don't have executes. Well, in this situation, you keep the Grim Patrons because if you want to win against Druid, you have to drop them on turn 5, Inner Rage, and just Death Spite, right?
Yeah, the Kanelsnurr queued with his Rogue, his better matchup. Scouting some information and not going 3-1, doesn't want to risk it. It's always good to start with a better matchup.
Yeah, we mentioned this a couple of times. The Rogue is a good matchup versus. Well, Green Patron is a good matchup for the Rogue.
Yeah.
And Daniel, why is that?
He has that Blade Fairy with Deadly Poison, even Blade Fairy with Tinkers. So, but it's a 2-card combo. Sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't. So, I wouldn't say it's really favored. Around 50%, 52 maybe for the Rogue. Yeah.
Oh, so it's that close?
Yeah.
No.
Because Green Patron is in a state right now where you can one-shot people. So if you just Fiery War Axe 2 times to the face, Death Bite 2 times to the face, he's dead.
All right. So Lothar, do you agree with this line of play with Edwin?
I didn't agree with the Pirate, but that was like clearly a bait for the Taskmasters who can go with the Edwin Van Cleef. But to be honest, I don't really like that kind of play against Warrior. There's like so many answers to the Edwin. Like, I don't know. Just something that didn't really hits my spot when it comes to the gameplay here.
So Kanelsnurr is just going to continue getting advantage with the Edwin, trying to get damage in. And this will put ReTord in a situation where, oh, there's a Whirlwind, so now he can just remove it.
Yeah.
Now Rogue is in a situation when he actually is out of steam already and doesn't threaten the board. So Warrior will have easy time managing the situation. I'm kind of curious how will it pan out in this. Wait, what? That's the second Pirate. Okay,
Yep.
that might also solve my question about the first Pirate. Because, you know, why would you play the first Pirate when you're playing Oil, of course,
And
in the
this-
deck, right? And you need the burst, like, to finish off the Warrior.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is something that those players that we don't know have that the others don't. Basically, they have different deck lists. So you can't expect, like, you see one Pirate, and then you will never expect a second one.
Yep.
You will never expect a Black Knight. And those are the cards that can sometimes change the game and win you a match.
True. Now he'll be pushing for damage, but at what cost? Oh, Frodo didn't hear that.
So Daniel, do you like this? Just going with the Edwin plan?
He's running out of steam, but I really like how the Warrior played so far. Even though the 6-6 is a really big threat, he didn't commit to a whirlwind execute. He played it slowly. He took 9 damage to the face, but that's probably not gonna matter in the long run if he manages to win the game based on the cards he saved.
Yeah, it seems like ReTord is in a good spot here. Not only that Rogue went for the YOLO plan, he has the Death Spite, he can set up the Acolytes next turn.
I guess Death Spite distance should be really okay. But who knows?
I would like Death Spite here, and double Acolyte next turn.
At least he makes the Fan of Knives useless in this situation. Because, you know, you can't really play Fan of Knives, you can't really play just Agent. You can't play Agent with combo, because otherwise you have to use the Eviscerate first, and the Eviscerate just deals 2 damage. Makes no sense on either of those creatures. So it's a really awkward spot for Kanelsnurr.
I think he's going to Eviscerate the Acolyte. Looking only at 3 cards and Green Patron's hand, you want to deny the draw.
That's... Please continue.
Yeah, which is not that great for him, because we know there is a second Acolyte as well. And he's spending resources now to deal with the board instead of just going for face. So he changes the game plan.
I just didn't like the game plan of the Rogue at all. It's like putting all the eggs in one basket, you know?
Yeah.
And a single execute just wrecks your plan. Single execute or just 2 times weapon. The warrior wouldn't like mind taking 12 damage to the face just to, you know, deny the Rogue a winning play here. So I guess that was really risky, and it didn't pay off for now. We'll see how it pans out.
Well, it was risky, and there was this execute. If there would not be an execute, that might have won the game.
You all had the weapons, right? So, you know, he just plays creatures, they trade slowly but steadily, then you just finish the huge advent with Death Spite, and that's it. Then you armor up each turn, because the Rogue is out of steam. He probably would be sitting at Eviscerates and, you know, preparations to sprint is still far away. So he doesn't do anything, he just pushes for 1 damage each turn. Your Armor Smith gains value over time.
It wasn't the best strategy, but we understand why he did that. He just wanted to play risky.
It's a great play in example against Zudek, because most of the time they have only one answer, which is a single owl, right, in the deck.
Or Hunter as well. There will be like maybe double hour and Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's actually the worst deck to play that kind of Edwin and Clef.
I've seen that in Tides of Time Strife Pro game, where Tides played a big Edwin and Strife couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
but he was playing a face Hunter, so no Hunter's Mark, I believe.
And no freezing threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Metal Hunter is definitely better against it. Yeah, that's true. And now, slowly, Warrior will just go out of reach of the damage. And as we discussed, there's like nothing to play here.
Yeah, and his draws really don't help right now.
Yeah,
he has the combo to clear patrons, but he's gonna die probably before the opponent plays patrons.
Kanelsnurr needs a sprint.
It might seem funny, but the Acolyte and Ludhorror might just kill him. So it's like, you have to do something about those creatures anyway, right?
He's dead next turn if, just looking by his hand, he goes Death Bite phase, then he has Green Patron, Inner Rage, and the second Whirlwind, so...
And that's also one thing that I always tell people when there's the matchup against Rogue. There's no taunt in Rogue's arsenal. What can you do about the burst?
I've seen lists that play double Senjin recently, replace Violet Teachers or Piloted Traders, just to have a better matchup versus Patron.
That's pretty smart. Should work.
That's one of the scenarios that you want to do, like with the Warrior. You just want to burst him down with the Floating Berserker from hand or the Patrons.
Oh man, it seems like he doesn't have anything to do here. He might clear, but still, there is a death incoming with those Patrons and Inner Rage and Whirlwind as well. So ReTord has it in the bag. Padawan winning versus the Master, versus his friend who introduced him to Hearthstone, eliminating him from the tournament.
Well, That's it, right?
Yeah.
That's
And,
5, 8, 11, 15 damage, even more.
And Kanelsnurr was first in the standings for the longest time. He had 4-0. I think he only lost last round.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's quite unfortunate.
So with 4-0, having a great chance to advance to top 8, losing 2 games in a row, 4-2. Now he can still continue playing because his tiebreakers are great, but it's really unlikely that a 5-2 is going to make it.
I think there's no chance.
Yeah, I think there was no chance. Pini got matchup versus Modern Leper. Modern Leper was 3-1, Pini was 2-2, and if Pini won, then it might have been a chance for a 5-2.
Unless somebody actually drops from the tournament.
Yeah, that can also happen. Yeah.
Yeah, but like normally if nobody drops. All right, guys, let's have